So I would say, like, I am completely shocked that this has happened. Hey everyone, it's Sal here. Welcome back to my channel. I hope you're doing well. So today we're going to be having a look at my perfume wish list. This has kind of been long awaited, I suppose, because I didn't actually want to talk about my wish list at all until I decluttered a lot of perfumes out of my collection. So I have decluttered most of the fragrances that I wanted to declutter, and now I'm just feeling a lot better about looking at my wish list. I have around 10 or 11 fragrances on this wish list. It's not like a huge wish list. I didn't want it to get too out of control, but I would say these are the 10 in particular that have kind of really caught my eye. Some of these perfumes on this list I've had my eye on for quite a long time actually, and I'm just kind of waiting to, I want to get feedback from you guys first of all. I want to think about it more, you know, in general, because some of these are actually quite pricey. Some of these I would say are even kind of out of my usual price range, but I'm still considering them because of how long I've waited. Like, I haven't really been purchasing any new fragrances recently, and like I said, I have decluttered a fair few, so I'm gonna probably allow myself a few purchases, but again, I haven't really fully decided on which ones they will be. One thing I will say though is I have actually got one perfume from this list on the way already. So one of these I've already ordered. Just let me know which one you think it might be, you guys. And I'm really excited about it. I think I'll really enjoy it. Today I just have some English breakfast tea with me as well, so feel free to get yourself comfortable, grab yourself maybe a drink or a snack, and share in the comments what your drink of choice is. I hope it doesn't seem like strange or anything when I ask this. It's just because it almost makes me feel as though we're having like a coffee morning or something like that. That's why I mentioned the drink thing. But anyway, without further ado, let's get started with today's wish list. So the first beautiful fragrance I have on my wish list is Reckless pour Femme from Roja Parfums. Now this perfume is extremely beautiful, you guys. When I first tried it, so basically I purchased the sample set from Roja Parfums. I would highly recommend doing this because it's really, I can't remember exactly how much it is. I think it's about £25, something like that. And it's really very good because you get to try pretty much all of the fragrances from the Essence de Parfum range. I would really recommend picking this one up. I had so much fun trying these out, and it was through trying these samples actually that I discovered quite a few that I loved. So I do own Danger Pour Femme. So this is the fragrance that I own from Roja Parfums. This was extremely generously gifted to me by the company, which I appreciate so much because obviously these fragrances are not cheap. I would say they're actually kind of out of my price range, to be honest, but they are absolutely stunning. So I do own Danger Pour Femme already. And like I say, I've tried all of these, you know, from the sample set, and yeah, so Reckless pour Femme, I have actually used up my sample completely. This is my sample of it here. Nothing left in this whatsoever. I've completely used up my sample, and I don't know if I can even, I'm not sure if I can even smell it anymore because I've just completely used this up, you know. But obviously the fragrance that I actually chose as my first perfume was Danger, so this was my favourite. This is the one that I actually chose a full bottle of at the time. And I knew that I liked Reckless, but I didn't realise how much I liked it until later on, if you know what I mean. And something really funny happened actually, you guys. I purchased this hair mask from Philip Kingsley, I think it is. It's the Elasticizer Nourishing Hydrating Hair Mask, but this is one of the limited edition fragrance ones. So this one is Egyptian Jasmine in Mandarin, like the smell of it. So it's this one here. This is the scented one that I have. And when I tried this, it immediately reminded me of Reckless pour Femme from Roja Parfums. It immediately smelt to me like that fragrance. It smells so much like it. It's so funny to me. And basically I've been using this hair mask quite a lot recently, and every time each time I used this hair mask, I could smell it and it was just reminding me of Reckless. And I ended up wanting that fragrance more and more with each time I used this hair mask. I was just so surprised at how similar this hair mask smelt to Reckless. I would really recommend checking it out. I'll try and find a link to this product and link it in the description box if you want to check out this hair mask. It's a fantastic hair mask, by the way, like it's insanely good and it smells divine, obviously. So I was quite taken aback when I realised how similar this smelt to Reckless, and it basically just, it was like this little carrot dangling in front of my nose. Each time I smelt this, I was thinking, oh my gosh, that just smells incredible. Why have I not got this fragrance in my life, you know? Because I didn't realise how much I actually liked it at first. It's kind of grown on me more, that fragrance, and basically, to me, the way I remember it smelling, I mean, to me it smells really similar to this hair mask, but the fragrance itself, to me, is very jasmine heavy, but it's kind of balmy and like, yeah, a balmy kind of texture, kind of citrusy, kind of bright, but creamy and smooth and silky, kind of sweet in a floral kind of way. Absolutely stunning. I suppose this is kind of the closest reference I have to it now because I've completely used up my sample, and when I try and sniff the sample, like I can't actually smell anything anymore, so it's completely used up. And yes, I would say that that one is definitely on my wish list. It's so beautiful. So I would say if you enjoy jasmine, if you enjoy citrusy accents to fragrances to give them a kind of brightness, if you enjoy sweet balmy kind of scents, then I would say you're probably going to enjoy Reckless. Reckless and Elixir are probably the safest blind buys. I would say they're kind of the easiest to like, whereas some of the other ones might not be to everyone's taste, if you know what I mean. But again, like I say, just pick up their sample set, you guys, and you can try all of them. I would really recommend doing that. It's so fun to try them out. They're all incredible. You can smell the quality of these fragrances. They are really kind of a cut above, if you know what I mean. And I have to say I was very pleasantly surprised when I realised how similar this hair mask smelt to it, because it kind of, it's like, one thing I do really want to do actually is if I acquire Reckless in the future, I think it would be really fun to kind of layer the fragrance, you know, after I've used this, because this actually scents your hair. So like you can smell this in your hair for like a day after you've used it. So it's kind of like a hair perfume, kind of like a subtle hair perfume. But imagine if you used this in your hair and then sprayed Reckless like as well, that would just be incredible. So Reckless Pour Femme, definitely on my wish list. An absolutely gorgeous fragrance. I would recommend it to you if you like jasmine, if you like mandarin kind of notes and like citrusy top notes. I wouldn't say that it's like an overly citrusy fragrance, you know, it's more floral to me and kind of sweet. Very radiant. It's a radiant kind of smell, glowing, you know, it's just this glowing, happy, feminine, beautiful kind of fragrance. I'm holding this up as if it's the perfume, it's not, but to me it smells very, very similar. So that is Reckless Pour Femme from Roja Parfums. The next perfume I have on my wish list is 51 Pour Femme from Roja Parfums. Again, this fragrance is beautiful and elegant. I think the description of it on their website is elegance in a bottle, and I would just have to agree. There's something very elevated about this perfume. Opulent, rich, warm. It's a very delicious kind of fruity benzoin vanilla, slightly floral kind of fragrance. Very, very deep, if you know what I mean. It's quite sweet as well, and you can definitely detect that kind of raspberry notes that they have in there. It's very interesting, the use of the raspberry notes, and it kind of adds like a point to the otherwise very smooth, rich benzoin vanilla type of fragrance. So I really, really enjoyed trying this one out. Again, this was in the little sample set and I have used up my sample completely. Again, you can tell which ones were my favourites because I've completely used up the samples. Danger, Reckless and 51 are completely empty, so they were clearly my favourites. 51, it's actually quite unusual to me. I can't really smell it out the sample anymore, so I'm just going to put that back. But it's a very unusual type of fragrance. I wouldn't say that it would necessarily be for everyone. It's kind of, I mean, it's likeable, but I don't think it would necessarily be for everyone. I don't think it's as likeable as Reckless, for example. This one has a bit more intrigue about it. You know, it's probably a bit more mature leaning, I would say. It just gives this impression of a very refined, confident, sophisticated, well-dressed woman, you know. Reckless to me is a bit more playful, and 51 is a bit more serious, probably. Maybe a bit dressier even, but I absolutely love it. It's a very interesting fragrance. Again, like I say, very unusual. And for me, it was very easy to wear. When I used up my sample set, I just found it very pleasant and easy to wear just day to day. I think something I would really like about number 51 is the fact that it wouldn't actually be similar to any fragrance that I own. I mean, that's kind of like, I would say all of the Roja fragrances are very unique, so none of them would be like anything I own anyway, but 51 is particularly unique, and it would be really worthwhile for me to add it into my collection, if you know what I mean. They all would be, you know what I mean. It's a beautiful fragrance, very rich, opulent, kind of something classical about it, but also slightly more modern, kind of mature, very warm, very inviting, opulent kind of fragrance. And I really thoroughly enjoyed testing that one out in the sample set. Definitely out of all of them at the moment, my top 3 would be Danger, the one that I own, obviously, Reckless, Perfume, and 51. Those are my favourites from the line, so definitely pick up their sample set and give them a try, you guys. Let me know what you think of them, because I think they're absolutely stunning fragrances. So that is 51 Perfume. That's also on my wish list from Roja Parfums. Next up on my wish list is Hypnotic Poison Eau de Parfum. Now, I'm pretty sure, actually, I think I might have mentioned this on a wish list before, like months ago, and that rings a bell somehow. But anyway, it's on my wish list again. I really, really like the sound of this one. I do own the Eau de Toilette, and it's a very nice fragrance, but it's just kind of not as strong or as deep as I would have liked it to be. It's kind of a lighter fragrance overall. I don't think it was always like that, but certainly the bottle that I own of the Eau de Toilette is a bit lighter, and I just have a feeling that I'm really going to enjoy the richness and the depth of the Eau de Parfum. It sounds like it might be a bit heavier, a bit, I don't know, maybe smokier, or yeah, just kind of darker and richer overall, perhaps. I really, really like the sound of this one. I think the bottle is beautiful as well, and I have had my eye on that one kind of on and off for a wee while. You know, like I would think about it and then I would kind of forget about it for a while, but I remembered it recently, and yeah, I'm considering that one as well. I think I will really, really like it, especially for the autumn and winter. What I may try and do as well, actually, is I will try and layer the Eau de Parfum with the Eau de Toilette. If I acquire that one, I'll try and layer those fragrances maybe and see if I can then get more use out of my Eau de Toilette. That might be a really nice sort of thing to try. I don't really know. But yeah, the Hypnotic Poison Eau de Parfum, I've really got my eye on that one. Let me know in the comments if you've tried it or if you own it. Let me know what you think of it. But anyway, so that is Hypnotic Poison from Dior, the Eau de Parfum version. Next up on my wish list is L'Interdit Rouge, the newest release. Now, I was almost kind of debating between the Rouge and the Intense, but I do think I've briefly tried the Intense version, briefly, and I kind of remember it being quite similar to the original one. Let me know if you would kind of agree with me on that one, but I do remember it being, I think I preferred it. I preferred the Intense over the original, but they were still almost too similar to me, so I don't know if I could justify purchasing the Intense version. But the Rouge sounds really very nice. Like I say, I do own the original. This was going to be a declutter, but I've since decided just to keep it in my collection because I kind of enjoy wearing this one to work. It's kind of, it gives me a bit of confidence going to work because this is quite a sharp, punchy, rich, no nonsense kind of fragrance, and I actually quite like wearing this one to work now. So I do also think actually that in the autumn and winter I might enjoy this one more. So yeah, I was gonna declutter it, but I've kind of decided just to keep this one in my collection. And like I say, I think the Intense would be maybe a bit too similar to this one for me, and I don't want to be buying an unnecessary fragrance, if you know what I mean. I would rather get something that's going to be noticeably different to the original. So I really think I will love the Rouge. I haven't tried it yet, but judging from the reviews that I've watched on YouTube, judging by the notes on Fragrantica, I think I will adore it. So from what I can remember, there's blood orange, there's ginger, they've got the tuberose, maybe even jasmine as well, vetiver, but it's kind of, from what I've heard, it's kind of a spicier version of this one, and it's still quite sweet as well. And I don't know why, but recently I've kind of been more interested in spicy fragrances. I never used to like spicy fragrances at all, but recently I've kind of been more interested in those. I think, again, going into autumn and winter, I would quite like to have a fragrance like that, you know, a sweet and spicy fragrance. So that is L'Interdit Rouge, that I would say it's quite high up on my wish list, that one. I really like the bottle. I'm 95% sure I'll love it, judging by the notes. And I think it'll be a really nice addition to have alongside my original L'Interdit. I think it'll be quite nice to own both. So that's L'Interdit Rouge from Givenchy. Next up today is a perfume that might very well shock some of you guys who have been following my channel for a while, but that perfume is Blossom Love from Amouage. Now, basically, I purchased a sample of this fragrance quite a few months ago, and I filmed a kind of first impression / review of some samples, and that one was included in that video, and I basically had like the worst things to say about it. I completely slated that perfume. Like, I think I feel bad saying this, but to me, really the only thing that this actually smells like is baby wipes. Like, this just smells kind of like some sort of clean air freshener type thing, or like just some sort of cleaning wipe, like a baby wipe. I think I said that it smelled like baby wipes. I thought it smelled cheap. I just didn't like how it smelled, basically. So if you've seen that video, you'll know what I'm talking about. If you've not seen the video, I'll try and remember to link it below so you can see my first impression of that fragrance. Basically, I've tried it again. You know, I had a long gap, so I've tried it and I filmed that first video and I left it for a very long time because I didn't like it. And recently I came back to it, and I think, because you know how I've mentioned that my tastes are changing, I think something has changed, and I can understand it now. I mean, the fragrance as a whole was very new to me. I'd never smelled anything like that, and I was completely thrown off by it, as you would see in my first impressions video. So yeah, I didn't have good things to say about it at all. I actually strongly disliked it. I didn't understand it, etc. So I would say, like, I am completely shocked that this has happened. I'm completely shocked. I never thought I would grow to even like that fragrance, let alone love it. Yeah, I don't know. I feel kind of bad about what I said at first, but that's just how I felt about it when I first smelled it. And I can't explain it, you guys. I don't know what else to say. My nose is changing, my tastes are changing, and now I really like that fragrance. So it is on my wish list, quite high up on my wish list, I would say. I'm really tempted to get it, especially because the bottle is so beautiful. I mean, it's so stunning. So that's Amouage Blossom Love. Next up today is Love Tuberose from Amouage again. Now, this perfume, I would say, gets quite a lot of hype. There's many glowing reviews of this perfume on YouTube that I've seen, and yeah, I'm really interested in this perfume. I've not sampled it. I've not actually sampled this one, and I don't know if I would blind buy it. I might have to end up blind buying it if I decide to go down that route, if I decide to purchase it. So from what I've heard, this perfume is kind of a creamy, whipped cream, tuberose type of fragrance. Very creamy, kind of with your white florals, with your jasmine and tuberose and sandalwood maybe as well. And overall it sounds kind of like a treat. It sounds absolutely beautiful. The only thing that was kind of at the back of my mind was I was looking on Fragrantica, and I think I read a comment from somebody mentioning that it's quite similar to Armani C Fiori, which I actually own. So yeah, there was a comment mentioning that it's kind of similar to this fragrance, but if you took away the orange blossom and things like that. And I think if I purchased that fragrance and it smelled very similar to this perfume, I would be quite disappointed. It's not a cheap perfume to purchase, and if it was really similar to one that I already owned, I would be quite disappointed. So actually I wanted to ask you guys if you've tried both. Are they similar or are they completely different? I would really appreciate it if you let me know, because I can't seem to be able to find a sample of this fragrance, you know, because otherwise I would just buy a sample and I would try it for myself. I can't seem to find a sample anywhere. And I think it would maybe end up being a blind buy, but I don't want to buy it if it's going to be similar to this perfume that I already own. So if anyone knows, please let me know. I would really, really appreciate that. So yeah, that one's kind of on my wish list. It's not really confirmed though, because like I say, I haven't actually tried it. So I don't even know if I would like it really. It's not like a definite love of mine, but it's on my radar anyway. So that is Love Tuberose. The next one on my wish list is Sunshine Woman from Amouage. Now, I wasn't sure, I've actually reviewed this perfume. I've done a dedicated review of this perfume actually on my channel, which I'll try and remember to leave a card to up here, but I'll probably forget to do that, but I'll try. This perfume is really, really good, but for some reason when I did my full review of it and I tried it before and things like that, for some reason I didn't think it was very me. Like, I just didn't really think to buy it. I didn't really want it, I suppose. I mean, I sampled it and I really, really enjoyed it, but I didn't feel like I needed the full bottle. But the other day I used up the rest of my sample, and it's such a gorgeous fragrance. I mean, it's so beautiful. It's kind of complex actually, and I noticed that it changed on my skin throughout the day, and it lasted an insane amount of time. That's what I really, really appreciated about this perfume. And in the far dry down of the fragrance, it was this gorgeous, creamy, vanilla, beautiful kind of smell, absolutely stunning. So there's quite a prominent tobacco note in this fragrance, that lingers throughout the majority of the dry down, but then right at the end the tobacco was gone and I was left with this like creamy, slightly fruity vanilla kind of scent, and it was just this magical kind of experience, you guys. It was just such a beautiful, it was just such a fantastic scent of the day. Like, it lasted the whole day well into the evening, and the full dry down of the scent, it was just insane. It was so, so beautiful. And I think initially maybe I was put off slightly by the tobacco note, because to me that is quite strong in the fragrance. But the other day when I wore it, it wasn't really bothering me. I actually kind of liked it and things like that. So it's kind of on my wish list. I haven't fully decided yet whether I'm going to purchase it. Again, these are fairly expensive perfumes. I don't really want to just purchase them willy-nilly, you know, because they're expensive, and most of these, like I say, they're kind of out of my price range, so I'm really just going to decide on a few. Probably I'm not going to be buying all of these, but these are just the perfumes that I'm like considering. So that's Amouage Sunshine, a truly stunning fragrance with incredible performance, a really interesting kind of transformative dry down, actually really stunning. I really enjoyed wearing my wee sample of that one. Next up today we have Cuir Beluga from Guerlain. Now this is a fragrance that I had the pleasure of sampling quite a long time ago. I would say maybe a year ago or something like that, and it's stunning. It's kind of, I've known about it for a long time. I've known I loved it for a long time, but I've not really considered purchasing it yet because again it's kind of pricey. This is a stunning, stunning perfume, oh my gosh. It was actually Lizzie from Rose & Jones who very kindly sent me the sample of this fragrance to try, so thank you so much Lizzie for that, because I just would never have actually thought to give that fragrance a try, so I never would have discovered it if it wasn't for Lizzie. So check out her channel, by the way, I'm going to link her channel below. So that's Cuir Beluga from Guerlain, a fragrance that I've known about for a very long time. I've admired it kind of from afar, I suppose, and it is truly beautiful. So that's another one on my wish list. The next one today, we have Invite Only from Kayali. This is the new amber kind of fragrance, the latest release from her line. Now I do own Sweet Diamond Pink Pepper 25 and I absolutely love it. I saw Utopia, you know, I thought that that would be a very pleasant fragrance, but I didn't actually purchase that one because I already had a kind of summery, to me that would be kind of a summery fragrance, and I already had like a few of my beachy summery perfumes, so I didn't feel the need to purchase that one, although I do think it would have been very nice. This new release, you guys, it sounds incredible. I mean, I'm trying to remember off the top of my head the notes. So there was cherry, there was tobacco leaf, I believe, amber of course. Oh, it's completely gone, I've forgotten now, but the note listing looked incredible to me. It was almost like all of those really intoxicating notes all combined, you know. So it sounds absolutely incredible. I love ambery kind of fragrances. I love deep rich fragrances like that. The note profile looks like it would be very me. I love the whole advertising behind it. The photos that Mona put on her Instagram to like promote the new fragrance, they looked absolutely stunning. She looked incredible in those photos. I loved like the outfits and the whole mood of this fragrance. It's just very beautiful, very appropriate for the autumn and winter coming up, you know, and I love those kind of fragrances. So that one certainly sounds like a fragrance I would really enjoy. Let me know if you've tried that one, if you think I'd like it. I am fairly sure I would like it, but I haven't decided if I'm gonna pull the trigger on that one yet. I just haven't decided. I'm trying to be careful, like I'm trying to be good. I don't want to buy like so many from this list. I'm gonna buy a select few, so I'm gonna be quite picky about which fragrances I actually choose to purchase from this list, you know. But again, leave your opinions of all of these fragrances. Like, if any perfumes from this list that you have tried, please let me know what you think of it, because I'm really trying to gather feedback at this point just to decide which perfumes I actually want to purchase. But anyway, so that's Invite Only, the new amber fragrance from Kayali, which I really do think I would like. Chantel Tiffany here on YouTube, she did a fantastic review, dedicated review of this new Kayali fragrance. I will link it below for you. Definitely check it out if you're interested in the new release. She did a fantastic review as always. Her videos are fantastic. The next fragrance on my wish list, and I don't really know if it's fully on my wish list, it's kind of, it's there on my radar, like, you know, I've noticed it and it's very nice, but I don't know if it's fully on my wish list or not. It's actually my scent of the day today, and that is Bouquet Ideale, or Ideale. Now, I think, do I have my little sample of it here? Yeah, so this is my sample, which I've actually already used up. I got this fairly recently, and so I've already used up my wee sample here of it. It's a really gorgeous, sweet, spicy, floral kind of fragrance. The only thing with this one is I don't know how good the lasting power is. I did spray a fair bit of it. I mean, fair enough, I only have a sample, but I do feel like I sprayed quite a lot, and it doesn't have the same projecting power as the Amouage fragrances or some of the other ones in this list necessarily, or some of my other perfumes. It's not necessarily as strong as I would have hoped, and I'm just not 100% sure. It is stunning, it's really beautiful. I think I can smell cinnamon. Maybe cinnamon is the spice that I can smell in here, but it's a really beautiful, spicy, sweet, feminine, floral kind of fragrance. Really nice, but I just don't know if it's gonna be I don't know if it's cutting it necessarily. It's a fragrance that I like, but I don't know if it's fully on the wish list. I'll need to decide later, if you know what I mean. But that's Bouquet Ideale from Roja, a fragrance that I have really enjoyed sampling as well. And last up today we have just a perfume house that I'm interested to try. It's not a specific perfume on my wish list or anything like that, but I'm really interested to try the fragrances from this house, and that is Fort and Manley. It's a French niche perfume house. Please let me know in the comments if you've tried any from this house, if you would recommend them to me, because the bottles, like the whole look of this company, you know, the aesthetic of everything, and everything about this company has sort of grabbed my attention. I think they look stunning. I think the bottles look very meticulously crafted, you know, they sound very good quality, they sound incredible. I'm really fascinated by this house actually. I would love to sample a few of their fragrances. The bottles are just something else, you guys. I don't know if you've heard of them or if you've tried them, but if you have, just let me know. Let me know what you think of them and things like that, because I'm really intrigued. They're definitely on my radar. Again, I noticed them a long time ago actually, but they're pricey, so I admired them from afar, you know. But they are a house that I would really like to explore. I would really love to try a few of their fragrances. I think Charlatan maybe, or I can't quite remember. Some of the names are kind of unusual, but there are a few that I looked at on the website and I thought they sounded incredible. So that's Fort and Manley, a house that has caught my eye recently, and I really want to try their fragrances as well. So there we have it, you guys. That is my wish list video. Thank you so much for watching. It's been kind of a longer video today. I was really excited to share these with you because, like I say, I'd been putting this off for like such a long time. But let me know if you have any fragrances on your wish list. Let me know again what you think of any of these that I've mentioned if you've tried them, because I'm going to be really gaining a lot of insight from you guys. You know, I'm going to be gathering information about these perfumes from you to help me decide, you know, which fragrances to possibly go for. I want to be careful. I don't want to buy too many because they're very expensive, and things like that. I'm just generally being more careful with which perfumes I decide to buy, you know, because it's not nice having to declutter them and things like that. So I'm trying to be careful with what I actually purchase now. But anyway, you guys, thank you again for watching. Take care, and I'll see you very soon on my next video. Bye!